An endless multiverse of possibilities awaits you, with champions from worlds both familiar and entirely unique to this strange realm. They wait to have their true power unleashed by the Summoner. Champions are forever.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We are live once again. I hope everybody is doing well today. Epignosis, first one in, followed by the Kingpin. What's up? Good morning, Shadowverse. T. Smitty in the building. Samuel. Pixie Bell, what's up, girl? We got Crazy Chaotic. What? How you doing, man? King Shark. What up? Hi. What's good? We chilling right now. Did you like how Lefty butchered your name last night? Lefty be butchering names. He be cracking me up. Oh my goodness. He be cracking me up. I think sometimes he just reads too quickly. He's trying to do something else, and he's not really reading it. He's just glancing at it. But it is funny. All right. Man, I was a little upset earlier. I died in war, and I died in in the fun way. Although not entirely because of this, but it took me out in the end. I was fighting that Arnim Zola that they put on the encroaching stun node. Oh, I hate that encroaching. Why they gotta put that in my path? That's my thing, man. You know I don't like stuff like that, but they put it in my path. And I'm not all that versed in fighting him. But we were doing good. I was using Deathless Thanos, and we were going. I ran into a special because I thought it was over, and it wasn't. His special 2, which took out a lot of my health. Not sure all the different mistakes I made, but it got down to both of us being under 5%. And you know, if I throw a special, it's over with, right? But my health was going bye. And it was down to like, I think 2%. And he was down to, I think 3%, something like that. And I think the encroaching stun was about to hit. And so I'm like, okay, if he hits into my block or anything like that, I'm dead. And the stun is coming. So I'm like, all right, I threw up a Hail Mary, fired my special off, and you know what happened, don't you? You do know what happened. 1%. And my recoil took me out. I was so pissed, man. I know I made a bunch of mistakes, and that's, all of that contributed. I even had a indestructible boost on, But I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him next time. I'm going to get him. For sure. Definitely getting that boy. Let them put him there again. He going to be mine. Let's see. Yes, he does. That's why I called him the Butcher of Names. Yeah, I like that. I like that nickname. Something almost reminded me of esophagus or snuffle. What did you say? Snufflepagus? What? I know esophagus, but what is that? I was about to say snuffleupagus. Is that what you're trying to do? That's what that second one was? Snuffleupagus? PBS specials, man. All right. MCLC Noob. What's up, man? Exploration. Nice. The pulls. I didn't open up... well, I did open up 2 crystals at the end of the stream. I haven't made a separate one. I've already forgotten what they were. They weren't... let me see. Wait. I got the Science Clash Gem crystal because I was trying to get a Luke Cage. I did not get him. And I don't remember the other one, but they weren't really remarkable. Who are the rank 4 candidates? Yeah, no spoilers because I have the video out. The candidates were, let's see, Onslaught, Juggernaut, Hit Monkey, Deathless She-Hulk, and the Serpent. Those were the ones that I was really considering taking up to rank 4. Mike Holman, what's up, man? To anyone that tried last night, I hope you were able to pre-order your Switch 2. I was able to get the Mario Kart bundle, pre-ordered myself. Ooh, okay. Lane Legend, what's up, man? Will you be doing an updated mastery video anytime soon? I did an updated mastery video, Steven. If you do the mastery command, you'll get the latest video that I did on that. Yeah, MCOC Noob's guides are legendary. I mean, I go to him first for the guides, especially when I'm trying to do initial completion. And I have a number of people that, you know, I usually watch. Jason Voorhees, I watch. KT1, I watch. I just recently saw MCOC Encyclopedia. I hadn't even heard about him before, and he's big. And I was like, whoa, who is this? And so I started looking at his, subscribe to him and all that good stuff. But yeah, very, very helpful. Daddy Gamer, what's up, man? All right, let's turn that down. Let's get over here to the arena. All right, so we got, Jack. We got Jack, O-Lantern. Yeah, I just recently discovered him. I love his accent. You know I do. I love accents. I love your accent too. I love accents. I can't help myself. All right, so the featured is, that's OG Falcon, right? Let's see. Let's go. Where are you, Falcon? You finally got 7-star plat pool. Ooh, Lane Legend. That's what's up, man. Come on, stretch out. Okay, we'll leave it like that. And the basic champ, we got Jack, O-Lantern. My boy. What did they do now? Yep. Look at that. Hold on. I gotta fix this right now. Because I'm tired of doing that. Let me go find a smaller version of that. We got Jack O-Lantern. Let's find him. Come on. No, not Yellow Jacket. All right. Oh, there's no lantern? Wait, there he is. Why didn't you find it when I said Jack? Huh. All right, save image. Champion portraits. Okay. We should. That should fix that. Let's see. Yeah, let's get rid of the big giant pumpkin head that I had. Okay. And what did I do? Oh, it replaced that. That's what it did. All right. Now, let's see. There we go. The proper size. Now, I don't know if people gonna really hunt for Jack. I know this one is probably gonna go low, so I'm gonna put 15. He's probably gonna go really low. Jack. Wait, no. Reverse that. Jack is gonna go. Let me put that back up. I'm gonna put it at 20. Although nobody's really grinding for 6 stars like that anymore, it looks like. But I'll put 20 just to be safe. Falcon, though, shoot. Let me put 65. I don't think he's going to go very high at all. He's an older champion. Most people already have him. So, yeah. I love me some Jack, though. I love Jack. Jack is a beast. I took mine to rank 3. So, all right. Move that up a little bit. Move that over a little bit. Okay, that looks better. Ho ho! Mike Holman just gifted a membership. Bearded Avenger. Welcome to the members. We got Radar Stone coming into the shadows. Welcome, welcome, man. Thor Ninja Gaming, hello. How you doing, man? Welcome, welcome back. All right, so I'm gonna try to remember to do this Catalyst Clash because I forgot to do the other one. But we're gonna start as usual. Oh my.
Howdy, Lord.
Howdy. Okay, what why is that? Why was that loud like that? Was that loud for you guys? Bet you my settings done got messed up again. All right, I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, it was loud to me too. And I'm not sure why. I didn't change anything. But sometimes, wait. Don't change the settings because I'm too quiet. I'm quiet? Oh boy. So something did change. Hold on. Let's let me look and see if my settings have been changed, because that's what happens. Okay, speakers, system sounds. All right, everything looks normal. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, everything looks okay. All right, let me look at another place for the settings. Because they be sneaky sometimes. Advanced sound options. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, everything is, see, line call, 100, 100, 100. Everything looks fine. Master volume, already messed with that. Let's put these up a little bit. Okay. Huh. Everything looks fine. Okay. Although that alert did seem a bit loud. But we'll leave it. We'll leave it for now. Forgotten, what's up, man? Okay. Let's get ready to rumble and relax. Leave the stream running all night. I bet Stiletto be sneaking down at night messing with your stuff. Nah, she don't come in this room. For me, you sound fine. I can hear you fine. Sounds good to me. Okay. Yeah, the alert sounded loud to me. And I don't really know why. Because I certainly didn't change anything there. So, anyway. That Lotan fight was low-key fun. See what I did there? I actually liked it. The second and third time, I didn't lag. You know, those of you who were here, y'all noticed that? I didn't lag that time. And see, I don't know whether it's because all of the resources were already loaded from the first time I went in, or whether Kabam tweaked it some or did something on the server side. But those last two times was without lag. And so I did much better. I was actually able to evade. You know, imagine that. Usually I got to turn you up to here. Then when you have an ad or a raid, the volume is so loud, it sets off car alarms. Wow. I'm thinking that might be a setting on your end. Because I remember who did I go to? I went to someone's channel. And even though I had his, you know, the volume on YouTube turned up, when I went to the settings, the volume on the browser was turned down. And so he was really, really low. And I eventually, you know, found that and fixed it so that he was, you know, nice and normal sounding. So, because if the volume on the alerts or the ads are high and I'm low, your volume mixer could explain that, especially if you're watching me in a browser, because you have individual settings, which drives me nuts. Mika, how you doing, man? Low-10 lag wasn't safe for me. Had to put my phone in the freezer after every phase. Took forever. My iPad did get warm. But the second time and the third time that I did it live even, I didn't get any lag. And it was a much more enjoyable fight without that lag. Do I have Purgatory? Runty Gamer, what's up, man? I have Purgatory as a 6-star. And she tore up raids. The Nightmare raid. She tore that up. I know they're gonna take her out. Because she crazy. Is it live or is it Memorex? Wow. Bearded Avenger, you just took me all the way back. Soon as I read that, the tapes popped up in my head. Because I used to buy Memorex, Sony, oh my goodness, TDK, I think. But I did like the Memorex tapes. Lotan lag was because of that storm, Maelstrom. I believe so. It was probably overloading a lot of resources. And even people that had new iPhones were experiencing it, but not everybody did. So that's the problem when you have many different devices. And it's a hard thing to try to track it down, because what you're running at the same time also affects it. You know, you might have the latest and greatest, but you're running a whole bunch of apps which are eating up some of the resources, and then when you hit that maelstrom, it was too much. You know? And there's not a whole lot they can do except look on the server side and make sure that they are not messing up with the particle counts and all the graphics on the server end, so that it's not producing more than is necessary. Photon or CGR to rank 5. I'm a Photon guy, but Photon does exist as a 7-star. CGR currently does not. So depends on who you like. Who do you like more? Memorex, rib for your listening pleasure. You know what, YT user. Andy Beckett, what's up? Where you? Yeah, you are. How you doing, man? But yeah, so it just depends on who you like more. I personally like Photon more, but CGR is a nuke. He crazy. But CGR, I'm sorry, I like Photon better. Don't have Jack as a 6-star yet. May have to grind for him. Not sure yet. Already have him as a 7.2. Then for the collection. But that Photon, especially if you do Battlegrounds, Photon is a dual threat. CGR is not. He's pure offense, nuke, get that fight done with a quickness. Photon, you could put her offense or defense. Yeah, BG season is over, thankfully. I think. Is it? Tell you how much I pay attention. Did it end yesterday? I'm not a BG fan, so. But I also saw a little bit of what they are doing. And I heard in the stream yesterday about the GC having the new currency. That's only how it's starting. It will not stay just in the GC. That's how they're introducing it. It's actually going to be in AQ and AW as well. So you will be able to earn those, what is it, Radiance or whatever. You're going to be able to earn Radiance in the other different game modes as well. Yes, finished yesterday. Rewards always Friday. Okay. Errol, what's up, man? You like looking at Photon more? Yeah. Of course, I have her at rank 3 myself. You know mine's rank 4, right? But Valkyrie is still my girl. But Photon just came on in there. What could I say? Photon came in with the confidence. Come on. Man, I hate when they follow me back. He was getting that off. He was going to get that special off. You don't have a rank 4 yet? Well, it's coming. It's coming. Oh. Woo! Took my eye off of him. What'd he do? Come on. Get in that corner. Okay, pop my BG reward cherry this season. Yeah. Can't wait. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Oh, man. And here's the funny thing. Back in the day, those cartoons weren't for kids. They were social commentaries and all this stuff that kids would not pick up. I didn't pick them up. You know, we just thought they were funny, but we didn't get the undertones. You know? Only as an adult, you're like, whoa. We watched this as kids? What in the world? You know? Wimpy. Oh yeah, me and Valkyrie, we still got it, man. NYK Believe, what up, man? The Jiggly, what's up? Fire rank up video earlier, thank you. Don't, no spoilers, but thank you. Why is that say top chat? Get out of here. We don't want no top chat. All right. Kingpin, what's up? I was rewatching Ren and Stimpy. Oh, wow. A few months ago. I don't know how that show was allowed on Nickelodeon. Man, you see, it's so funny because you hear people say things like, oh, cartoons are for kids. Like, some cartoons are for kids. But them cartoons back in the day were not really made for kids. And they came out and said that. The creators said, we never intended these cartoons for children. They were not children content. And if you go back and you look at some of the things that was happening in those cartoons, you'd see they were not really made for kids. Kids just liked because it was animated and, you know, the antics were funny and everything, you know, but it dealt with some serious real world issues. Bugs Bunny, all of them. There were real world issues going on. Oh, yeah, don't get me started on SpongeBob. When I first saw SpongeBob, I was like, oh, heck no. What in the world? Then I started watching it, you know, just had it on. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Why to user? We got a thing going on. For the few I see, yeah, SpongeBob. Like Looney Tunes, yeah. No, they were not intended for kids. Just think about the social issues that took place in there. A lot of the antics. I mean, whew. Invincible certainly isn't for children. Yeah, there's a lot of animation, definitely not for children. And here's the thing. Parents don't always know. I always hold up Adventure Time. Adventure Time looks like it's for kids. But I promise you, I would not let my kids watch that show. But that's because I've watched it. See, parents, they're not going to be watching it. So they won't know. But you watch Adventure Time, you see how dark it is. And how dark it even gets. And see, if the parents knew, they might think differently about letting their kids watch that. Princess Bubblegum. Hey, it's Bubblegum. Come on. Sounds great, don't it? Sounds like something for kids. Princess Bubblegum. Who's good for the Toad boss? Warlock is good for the Toad boss. You can, I would definitely want to bring somebody in that can handle the regen of Toad. So Warlock, Omega Sentinel, Lady Deathstrike. You know, I'd be thinking of them. Parents either don't know, don't show, or don't care what's going on. Yep. That's about it. And that's a shame because these kids are getting raised by the television and video games. I mean, think about it. I couldn't have a social life online. It didn't really exist when I was growing up. If you wanted to play a game with me, you had to be there with me. And we played together. And we chatted. And we were right there, sitting next to each other. Some of the games that I played that were like a 4-player game, they had that quad screen. And you all were right there. That's how you had multiple people, you know? But today, these kids, they're not getting socialized. Therefore, they really don't know how to deal with a lot of their emotional outbursts. And we see it all the time. You know? I had to deal with a lot of stuff growing up that a lot of these kids are isolated from. It's amazing when I see that. I'd let a kid watch Robotech, but probably not Vampire Hunter D. Robotech scarred me. I was in, what was it, the 2nd grade, I think? 2nd or 3rd grade, something like that. And I watched Robotech. At that time, American animation, or when they brought over anime, because Robotech is anime, when they brought that over here, they usually watered it down. You remember G-Force, all of those. So think about, not anime, but think about G.I. Joe. How many deaths did you ever see in G.I. Joe? How many people died in G.I. Joe when you were watching? They're flying in the air, and a missile hits the plane. The plane blows up. What happens? Do y'all remember? In G.I. Joe, anything blew up with people in it. What happened? What did you always see after the explosion? Everyone survived. Always. If they were in the air and the plane blew up, you saw them parachuting out. All the time. Nobody died. So, yep, eject parachutes always. Either they fell out of it, you know, maybe got hurt, but no one died. Okay? So, now, imagine Robotech. I watched, and I'm like, ooh, you know, this looks interesting. I hadn't seen it before, right? Big robots. I always like Mech Warrior and all that stuff, right? So, I'm like, all right. And I still remember this scene. They went down to the planet to enjoy some dinner or food or whatever. And you got to know them, you know, and they went down to the planet and they're talking, you know, eating at a table. And I believe someone set off a nuke. And you watch those people die. They saw the death coming. Okay? And you watch them die. People that you had just gotten to know. I did not watch another Robotech until I was much older. Keep in mind, I was like in the 2nd or 3rd grade. That was the first time I had ever seen an animated death like that. I was scarred. I refused to watch any Robotech, anything. Okay? That was not for me. Judge, you also led a major propaganda of how war actually goes down. Yeah. And there was also some things that I disagreed with, but it did, it showed you, like you said, how war really goes. Lightskins, what's up, man? Always listen to your playbacks while I work in the background. It's my weekend, and I'm hoping for an uneventful one. Yes, that's what we likes to hear. Uneventful weekends. But let me tell you. You know how Cobra, right? Cobra, we already know Cobra's evil organization, right? They would go discover, say they discovered a mine, a gold mine, okay? Not owned by anybody. They discovered a gold mine. Okay. Oh, who just sent me that? Hold up, hold up, hold up. I just got a Cash App. Let me see. Did you put your name here? You didn't put your YouTube name, and I don't want to say your real name. But thank you for that $20 Cash App, man. I appreciate that. It's gonna get me some food. Hold up. If you tell me, let me see. Light skins. Okay, hold up. I'm gonna put you up. Oh, Akira. What? Good night, Akira. Now, see, I was an adult when I watched Akira, and I still had to watch it several times trying to figure it out. Akira is the anime I always show people when they tell me, oh, these are for kids. I'm like, go watch Akira. And tell me that again. I always do that. All right, hold up. Let me get you in here. Okay, but what I was saying is they like say they would find a gold mine. All right, they did not steal the money. They did not rob anybody. They got a gold mine and they're mining it. Okay? Here comes G.I. Joe. They didn't break any law. They discovered a gold mine that nobody else discovered, right? But yet, they were always there. G.I. Joe was always there to oppose them no matter what they were doing, whether it was legit or not. And their rationale was that they know that Cobra is going to use that for ill purposes, so they did not allow them. Think about how America behaves. Isn't that exactly how America does? They will proactively go after someone, even if they had not done anything yet, because they know that if they do, then it might be even harder. So they cannot allow Cobra to earn money, because Cobra would then use that money for terrorist behavior and all this other stuff. That's G.I. Joe that we watched when we were kids. So yeah, a lot of stuff. Am I watching the new Final Destination? I have not watched a single Final Destination. I know of it though. I'm happy I didn't watch it before I had my laser eye surgery done. I might not have ever had it done. So you know which one I'm talking about. I don't think I would have ever been able to get it done. I was already nervous about it. And I saw that scene. I was like, yeah, no. Nathan, what's up, man? 90s because I was poor. Oh, was that in the 70s? Oh, Johnny Quest. You know I love Johnny Quest. Before cell phones or having a computer, I would write to my friend when she spent the summer in New York. I know, right? We wrote letters. Remember pen pals? I actually had pen pals. So my church encouraged that. Writing to people overseas, you know, in other countries and stuff like that. We had a little magazine. At the end of it, you had people that would put their names and addresses because they wanted people to write them. So if you wanted to become a pen pal, you just start writing them. And we wrote them. You know? Yeah. Let me see. Skull Commander. Oh, G.I. Joe. Changing gears, your ultimate animated movie of all time. Mine is Transformers the movie. I like Transformers the movie. I don't really have an ultimate animated movie. I like them too much to have a one. You know, I like Akira, but Akira is what I call highbrow. Like I said, I watched Akira like 2-3 times and probably still didn't fully understand everything that was going on. Oh man, I hate when I have to fight him because of his Come on. Come on. Give me an opening. There we go. Okay. That was back when it was called Japanese. Oh. Instead of anime. See how he waited till I attacked and he was going to intercept me with a special? You're welcome. I wanted you to get it right away, and I appreciate that. I will most likely order some food for tonight. Sure enough, will. I found instead of ordering from like fast food, you know, because I haven't ordered anything from you know, Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, any of those for a long time. What I will get is like from Willie's or Moe's. I'll get something from them, and those are pretty healthy, what I get. You know, I just get basically one of their bowls. And what do I put in the bowl? Rice, cheese, olives, lettuce, pico de gallo, some tofu. That's it. And I'll have my chips, you know, along with it. Their chips are lightly salted. And that's it. Not a huge amount of carbs in that, you know. And it's cheap. And very delicious, let me tell you. Either Spirited Away or Princess. Oh, I watched those. Those were good too. I'm trying to think. See, I have too many. How about 7 Deadly Sins? I mean, they're just so many. I'm about to take a walk with my wife. Woohoo! And dog, wish I could stay. Oh no. Take a walk with your wife and your dog. That is definitely a much better use of your time. Tell the wife I said hello and pat the doggy for me. Or pat the wife and say hello to the doggy. Do both. Hey. All right, anyway. But have a good time, man. Let's see. The only one that has me traumatized is the being behind the log trucks. Oh. Centurions. Loved them. What once was one. But now, wait, what is it? Oh, man, I can never remember all of their thing. SWAT Cats. I love SWAT Cats. Robo. I don't remember that one. I probably saw it because I watched like all the cartoons around that time. The Jetsons. Oh, no, you didn't. Meet George Jetson. Jane, his wife. Elroy. And they little fast teenager. She was a fast somebody, boy. Let me tell you. But yeah, I love the Jetsons, and of course the Flintstones. You know, you can't forget the Flintstones. And oh, check it out. The Flintstones. Do you remember? And this is something deep. So, Fred and Wilma had a baby girl, right? Do you remember Barney and Betty? Bam Bam was not their biological son. They never had a kid. Why? Not something you thought about when you were a child. Think about it. Why did they never have a kid? I saw a more adult version that indicated Barney was shooting blanks, shall we say. That the problem was on his end, not hers. Keeping it real. What's up? Woo! Love the nostalgia, but mention Bionic 6. Oh, come on now. The Bionic 6 best cartoons were in the 80s. Man, who you telling? Keeping it real is keeping it real. Thank you, man. Woo, Bionic 6. And see, I remember the Bionic Man, Steve Austin, and the Bionic Woman. I can't tell you how many times we did that all the time. And we all knew what that meant. You do that to the kids today, they don't know what you're talking about. Like, what are you doing? It's like, they're like, what? What is that? So we're playing, we're doing the Bionic Man. Oh, man. Man, y'all are definitely bringing back the day. I had a Russian pen pal in the 6th grade. Yeah, I had several pen pals. It was a school thing. My school, our schools didn't, but see, I went to church school, so it was kind of connected. So when I said my church kind of encouraged it, it was all wrapped in together. Come on. Come on. All right. I ain't got all that time. Triple G, what up, man? So we blame you for the Cold War hypnosis. Oh, man. I used to play by mail games. Oh, yeah. We had a game we played in a school. I'm trying to remember the name of it. But basically, you had to make your play, and it was a game that everybody had to make their moves, right? And your moves were queued up. And then whoever was in charge of running the game, at some point in time, they would run I forgot what you called it. But everybody, their moves and everything would be calculated and everything, and then it would be ready for the next time. So you had to tell everybody when you were going to do it, so they would know how much time they had. So it was perfect for people who were in school, because you didn't always have time to all play together. Some people were in class, you know? You didn't have free time at the same time, so it was perfect. Love those games. So you would tell people, all right, we would be, you know, we'll be running the update or whatever, you know, on this day. And so everybody had that amount of time to get their moves in. It was awesome, man. So much fun. Writing in general is becoming a lost art. Most people don't know how to write cursive. I learned cursive. I haven't done it in a while. Uh-oh. Sugar dropping. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna get me a little, thought I could wait. Give me a second. But yeah, I absolutely loved those games. Hold on. These are for emergency. See how small it is? It has 19 grams. And it has a little sugar because it's for emergencies. Feel like Vision Arcus should be better than he is. And I always like Vision Arcus. I ended the Soviet Union. Oh, wow. A few years of hard work. I play another mobile game, and something happened that was like using up all my units currency, which I felt was a scam. My response was just to uninstall. There you go. Tintin. That one was fun. It was also a software. When I used to play MUDs, I used to run a Tintin client. And he named it after that. Street Fighter. Ooh, I remember that. The Jetsons meet the Flintstones. I remember that. Yes, I do. Hey, man. Woo! What up, man? Oh, YT user, you already know. That deputy mayor? Come on now. She was a cutie, right? No, Barney wasn't gay. And no, they weren't first cousins. Wow. Just stood in line for 1,000 years to get a real ID. Because apparently my driver license is fake now. I heard about those. Voltron. Did you like the lions or the vehicles? The Space Voltron or the lions? Which one did you like? I found one of the old play-by-mail games that's still running. Wow. I started playing it after 30 years. Okay. I love MUDs. That takes me back to my Commodore 64 days. Commodore 64 was my first computer. That's why I learned BASIC. I learned the peeks and pokes. Let me see. Poke 53281, 0, 53280, or 1, 1. It would turn the border black and the background black. Oh yeah. I never got the Commodore 128 though. And remember the disk drive? External floppy drive? What was it, a 1540 something? Okay. Woo! Crisis averted. And get this. Remember the BBSs? Bulletin board systems? I remember going out. When I went out to Michigan, there was a guy who was running a BBS on a Commodore 64. I didn't even know you could do that at the time. And I was like, whoa. Now, he was, he was running it. I found it. And I learned that he was local. He was he was about 15 minutes away from where I was. And you could pay to get yourself, a special account, and you would get extra credits and stuff to play some of the games on there and all of that, right? This is before I ever played an MMO or anything like that. There was nothing like that. But there were text adventures and all this other stuff that he had on there. And I didn't want to get, scammed. So we actually, believe this, we actually met. I went over where he was running this at his house. Imagine doing that today. Dangerous. But I went over and we met, and I handed him the money. I told him I wanted to meet him first, but from this point on, I'll just send him, the money. But I wanted to actually meet him, and we met, we talked, we chatted, all that good stuff, and had fun on that BBS until he took it down. I never used the 300 baud modem. It was too slow. My first was a 2400. But I did see 300 baud modems. I never owned one. And I think I told some people this because a lot of people don't remember or don't realize what it was. You remember the sounds the modem would make. Did you know what it was doing? And why some of us could tell how fast the modem was listening to it? Yeah, I upgraded eventually to the 14.4. And then they started doing like the compression so that it was 14.4, but if you connected to the right one, it could go up to like 19. Oh yeah, I was into it. But those noises that it made, all that stuff, the modem was negotiating. And in layman's terms, basically, it was trying to find out how fast the other modem was. So say you had a 14.4 modem and you're connecting to another modem. Your modem needs to find out how fast the other modem is. So it will start at 14.4 and it'll send over something that it knows the 14.4 modem will understand if it's connecting at 14.4. That's what you're hearing. And so if you connect to a 14.4, you connect quickly. You have a 14.4, it has a 14.4. Boom. If it doesn't, then it goes down one and tries again. And it'll keep going down until it gets one that it understands. So that's what you're hearing. And sometimes you're like, man, why is it taking so long to connect? That's why. Now, say you had a slow modem, 300. You connect to the 14.4, it's like, hey, I can't understand you. And it goes, and it keeps going down and down and down. Tell you. Oh yeah, I was into computers very early on. I had a 300, then thought I was Richie Rich when I got a 1200. Yep. You seen Kinky Shannon Sharp with his love of race play? I usually don't pay attention to Shannon Sharp. I hear things, but yeah, I usually ignore him. I remember seeing his interview with Cat Williams. Lord buying it in person should have ended up like Frankfurter from the start of Mo Money when they sell him a TV box with bricks in it. Oh my goodness. Old people chats. I know, right? A lot of people don't know it stands for modular. Oh, modem. Yeah, demodulator. Yep. You notice I saw it. I was like, modular demo. Oh yeah, modem. I already knew. Now, I couldn't have remembered it. If you had asked me what does modem stand for, it would have taken me a minute to try to remember it. It's been so long. But as soon as I saw it, I knew what it was. Was 56K the max, followed by 128. So the 56K lines, if I remember right, you had to have a special line. You remember the, was it ADSL? Because I upgraded to that. That was my first always on modem. And it was fast. That's how I broke the 14.4. I never had higher than a 14.4 technically modem. But when you went to the ADSL, that's when I went faster. And from ADSL, wait, was it ADSL? No. What was it? Oh, man. Now y'all got me. Now I got to look it up. It wasn't ADSL. ADSL is what I ended up with. And then cable modem and ADSL were competing. ISDN, thank you. I was going to have to look that up, YT user. From a regular modem, my 14.4, it went to, with software compression, if you had it on both sides, you could do the 19. Then I upgraded to ISDN. That was my first.
Hello.
Woo, bad boy. What's up, man? That was my first always on. Hold on, let me turn on my fan real quick. But yeah, that was the first always on modem that I had. Was ISDN. Thank you again, bad boy. Let me see. Everybody should be. Yep, everybody is up there. Good. The ISDN was awesome because you didn't have that negotiating, and so I was loving that. And after that, we had the DSL. I got an ADSL line, and yeah, the T1s were like mostly for businesses. The ADSL was actually better than the T1 because you didn't have to share it at all. I mean, it was just boom, right? The T1, T2, T3s, they were faster, but they were way more expensive. They weren't really marketed for the consumer. And boy, you couldn't tell me nothing with my ADSL. It was from Bell South, and I remember when we moved into that area, it wasn't available yet. And I was howling. It's like, no, it's not available, no. And when it became available, I was one of the first to get it. In that they actually ran a line all the way out to where I was. You couldn't tell me nothing. And see, broadband or cable, because they were all technically broadband, but the one that Comcast did, you shared that. So it was sort of faster, but because you had to share it, you didn't always get the top speed like you could. DSL was dedicated. That 19-year-old is a gold digger. What? There are some crazy stuff happening with him currently and a 19-year-old. Yes, she's legal. I wouldn't do it, but hey, I ain't trying to be in nobody's business like that. She's legal. She's okay with it. He's okay with it. Enjoy yourselves. I've met quite a few people with a 30-year age difference. So now, I promise you, had you asked me or talked about it when I was younger, I'd have had a very different attitude towards it. I was very antagonistic towards that type of age difference. But I've learned. I've come a ways. I told y'all the story about my friend who passed away, who had a crush on me and tried for years to get with me. I showed you a picture of her too. She was just 6 years younger than me, and I had a problem with it. So that should tell you something. You know, if I had an issue with 6 years difference, although I didn't know she was 6 years, I thought she was about 9 years younger than me. And I knew her for a while, you know, and I just couldn't. I couldn't. What can I say? So yeah. These days, I try to be a little bit more mellow. If you ever see me with anybody, even in their 20s or early 30s, know that they pursued me. Just know that, because I can at least say that I'm open to the idea, but you're not going to see me chasing after them. I ain't got that far. But if they come to me and they are good with that talking and showing me maturity and they got their heads on straight and all that other stuff, they might be able to talk me into it. But listen to the chat that we were having today. I can't have that with a 19-year-old. You know, all the Memorex and talking about all that back in the day. We can't do it. They weren't there. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, I'm at least open to it. I have 900 MBS internet. Oh, okay. You know, we are. I mean, look at what we got now. the speeds that we got now is crazy. My college, when I was there, you know, obviously that, you know, is not that way now. We had a 56K line to the internet. And that was shared. When we downloaded something, like if we wanted to download a picture or a file or something like that, usually we would set it to download and leave. And check it later. Hear that, young ladies? You still have a chance. They would have to come with it hard. they would have to go with it. You would have to persuade me for real. You died again. What's up, man? Yep, you saw the video. Ha ha ha. Biggest age gap for me was dating a 16-year-old when I was 18. I needed persuasion. Yeah, see. She would have, I would have been like, 16, huh? All right, so in 2 years, that's what I would have said. And what I did say, which is why some of them lied to me. Because they knew that. And they knew that if I knew that they were on the other side of 18, it wasn't happening. C Squad, what's up, man? But yeah, man. I told y'all what happened to one guy. Soon as he became of age, his birthday was before hers. The mom had him arrested. Statutory. And, you know, anybody hearing that is like, that is messed up. You know, you know, you're not talking about, you know, some full adult. You know, they're both still kids. Neither one of them can even drink legally. You know, none of them are 18. And they do this to them. It's messed up. I kind of sabotaged it by hooking up with someone when I went to the Philippines. Oh my goodness. You messed up. Hey, Ron. But yeah, I remember all of that. And I went back to my reunion, and my old one of my old teachers gave me a tour. He was like, has anybody given you a tour yet? And I was like, no. He was like, come on. He was one of my favorite teachers, okay? He was fun. He was also shorter than me, which was awesome. Not too many were shorter than me. And he showed me how far they had come technology-wise. It was amazing. That was the first time I saw a 3D printer was there. I was like, what is this? And he showed me. Because for the electrical engineers, what they used to have to do to build their circuit boards, you know, they would design it and then they had to send it off to get built. But not with the 3D printer. I was like, what? It was like he was showing me futuristic technology, you know? And then he did me dirty. He showed me the class. A class that taught virus writing, analysis, recovery, And he showed it to me knowing, because remember, he's known me. I went to school there, so he knew me for a good 5 years. Actually, a little bit longer, because even after I graduated, I was still there for a while before I moved down here. So he knew me as a student for years. And he was like, I know you would have loved this class. I was like, you know I would have loved this class. If they had had that class when I was there, nobody could have kept me from taking that class. Nobody. I don't care, you know, what credits, electives, whatever. I would have taken it. Spent the month there for Christmas holiday. I 3D print. Yeah, I remember. And see, I had never seen or even heard of a 3D printer before that. Man. And he showed me the virtual machines that they had set up. At the time, they used VMware to set up virtual machines that allowed one of my professors to monitor pretty much the entire campus. They had restructured it. So basically, a lot of stuff that we got away with, we wouldn't be able to get away with it like that no more. He was on it. He'd have been like, oh, who doing that? Ba-da-da-da-da. Bam. Much tighter control. But it's all good. I was impressed and happy. By the way, not gonna get into the politics, but you've heard me talk about my school. And, you know, I went to a university, and it's an international university. You've heard me talk about that before. You've heard about what's been happening with the DEI inclusion mess and all of that. And what our El Presidente, aka King, is doing. It is affecting my university as well, and they are taking a stand. I believe 90 different countries. That's where the students come from. 90 different countries, if I remember correctly, attend my university. That's why when you ask me, do you ever have friends? I had friends all over the place. Okay? All over the place. Hold on a second. But yeah, they were from all over. I remember talking with one guy who was so excited. He was getting married, right? And he told me, now mind you, I'm in college, but you know, he's an adult. And he was telling me that he's looking forward to meeting his wife for the first time. I was like, wait, what? So what do you say? Yeah. He said, well, they wrote a lot of letters, and they did meet once initially. After that, it's been correspondence. And he went to school. He was in school. He was working. That's how we met. And he was so excited. And that was boggling my mind. I was like, I've actually met someone who is getting married, and it's an arranged marriage. You know, I'm like, I read about this, but I had never met anybody that actually, you know, it was fascinating to me. And you know, I had questions for him. Different culture, different mindset, different way of thinking. And a lot of times they work out better than our marriages, because they take a lot of time initially. It's not a forced marriage. It's arranged. So they, like I said, they met once, and she agreed and he agreed. But their parents and families were involved, and they discussed, you know, do you think that they would be a good match? Okay, well, we know she's, you know, like this or this or this, and he's like this, this, and that. They did all of that. So it wasn't like, you know, oh no, you're gonna marry him and you're gonna marry her, and that's that. No, there was none of that stuff. And see, that was at that time, you know, mind you, I'm a teenager at this time when I'm talking to him about it. And so I'm like, you know, that's what I thought it was. But it's not a forced marriage. It was just arranged. And she participated and he participated in it. You know, it wasn't like complete strangers. And so I was like, oh. And that gave me a completely different way of looking at it. You know? But yeah, and he was very happy. He got married, and I you know, obviously, you know, we lost touch over the years, but all while I was there, he was happy for years. One thing that I know is that they talk a lot about their marriage, their structure, and there is an advantage to marrying someone of your own culture, because you know the expectations. You know, she knew what she was expected to do as a wife, and he knew what he was expected to do as a husband. And they talked about that type of thing. You know, finances, all of those things. A lot of us, we don't pay attention to none of that. We go, ooh, they look good. And that's it. The chats that we have, they're not of any substance. And then they get married. And then they're surprised. Wait a minute. What you mean? Can you imagine dating somebody for years and you get married and she quits her job to become a housewife and he's surprised? Why is he surprised? Did they never talk about that? Probably not. Because see, here in America, we have multicultural. So you have people, you know, you have husbands that believe that, you know, once you get married, he's the supporter financially and she is to stay at home. You also have women who believe that. And they get together and they're very, very surprised. It used to be that you always recommended talking to a marriage counselor. And it wasn't because you had problems. It was to help clarify things. You know, things that they know you probably weren't talking about when you were dating because y'all were too busy, you know, with the lovey-dovey stuff. Same thing happens in my country mostly. It's hard to get it right marrying a Latina, right? Like a lot of stuff you got to get right. Well, if you know their culture, it's fine. The problem is only when you marry someone whose culture you really don't know or understand. Then there's going to be a lot of expectations that you're unaware of. And maybe they'll tell you, but maybe not. They may just silently judge you inadequate, you know? You never know. You just have to you have to know. Or learn. You know, if you're willing to learn, you're good. Had an Indian friend who went through the whole arranged marriage process while we worked together. Very interesting. Worked well for him. Yeah. You know, we have a bad idea of it because we're thinking of forced marriages. Not arranged, but just forced. But I can tell you this much. There are a lot of American men and women who have tried it themselves and messed up repeatedly, who wish they had somebody arrange a good marriage for them. Yes, I'm from India as well. Okay. Hey, now I'm very happily married to a Latina. Woo-hoo-hoo! Hot! Oh, sorry. Pixie has been teaching me about it all. I'm slowly getting there. Pixie said, really? YT user love messing with Pixie, boy. Oh, man. But yeah, so I love the fact that I went to a international university because I got exposed to all of that. Where would I have gotten exposed to that in New York? Although there were some Native Americans and Indians on my block, but still. It wasn't until I went to that university that I got exposed to a lot of different cultures and learned a lot more than they want to teach you in school. That they are not going to teach you in school. You will never learn just what some of those pilgrims did to the Native Americans. You're not going to hear it. Not in school. You got to go look for it yourself. And let me tell you, your eyes will be open. You'll be like, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What in the world? Because that's what I was saying. I was like, good night. Yeah, but our Pixie clearly goes the other way. Drunk, are you saying what I think you're saying? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, I understand. Yep, totally different, Pixie. Where I grew up, this city is a melting pot of so many different people, so I knew a lot when I was young. Yeah. And see, once I went to college, that's where I got to meet so many different people from all over. I remember this poor girl. She came there, right, to go to school, and she had some body odor, okay? And, I mean, when she walked in the classroom, you knew she did not use deodorant because where she was from, they did not use deodorant. And that body odor was not offensive there. And of course, you know, mind you, this is college. We're young. You know, we got, teenagers in there where someone finally pulled her aside and talked to her. As she began to wear deodorant. Because I'll tell you, people were just avoiding her. Can you imagine? And she wouldn't have known why. Why are people, you know, avoiding me or staying away from me and don't seem to want to, you know, can you imagine that she's not getting any invitations to come eat with them or to go out with them or do anything with anybody? Nobody wanted that, you know? So yeah, it's a benefit to everyone, you know, because this was her first time over here. One of my friends is from the Isle of Mauritius, and we still have a friendship, even though, you know, he got his family and everything. But the last time I saw him, he came down here to Atlanta for this one conference that our church had. And we saw each other there, and oh man, it was like no time had passed. Like we were back in school. And we had a good time. Friends with his wife as well. And she was always getting after me because I'm not adventurous when it comes to food. I'm very unlikely to try something new. And she was always trying to get me to try something new. And I'm like, so when I saw her, I was like, hey, I tried something new. And she clapped. It was like, good, good. Now, what's the next thing you're going to try new? I was like, hold on now, hold on. It's like, easy now. Let's not rush things. I just tried one new thing. Give me some time. Which of course made her laugh because she know I was not somebody that liked trying new foods, especially. Doesn't your Wiccan wife have to sacrifice you to Zulu or something? Pixie. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Teku Jr., what's up, man? Drunk. She trying to get rid of you, man. She's trying to get rid of you. Mauritius is near India. I think so. I don't remember. Meat, that's the next new thing that you will try. I've had meat before, you know. I've eaten meat. When I remember I was telling you about me and my dad when we just started going out to like ball games. Well, when we went out to watch a baseball game, gotta have the hot dogs. So I sure did. I would have a hot dog, ketchup, mustard, and usually, depending on what they had, either some popcorn or fries and a drink. Sure did. Everybody in my family was given the choice of whether to be a vegetarian or not, you know. And the only one that chose was me and my mama. There are no other vegetarians in my entire family. Grandmothers, great-grandmothers, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins. One niece, I found out is a vegetarian. She's an adopted niece to my aunt, who's also adopted. An adopted sister to my mama. And other than that, nobody else is. Yeah, exactly. Like T. Smith, if I was gonna eat meat, it's like one of the worst meats I should be eating, right? Is the hot dog. Them hot dogs had all kind of stuff in it. But I only ate it when I was with my dad. And we didn't go out that often to the baseball games and such. But yeah, that was the only time. I tried chicken. I tried turkey. And it was just a choice. It wasn't like, ugh, this stuff tastes nasty. It didn't taste nasty. One thing I did not like, though, and it's probably because of what they did, but barbecued meat, I'm usually not into that. I tried hamburgers that was barbecued. I did not like it. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I did like. I just chose not to eat. Woo! A cold hot dog and a warm beer. And Trossus, woo! What up, man? And what's so funny is that my grandmother, who was definitely a heavy meat eater, decided to raise my mom vegetarian. So my grandmother, who was a fantastic cook, you know, she came from that era where you didn't train the women in schooling. They learned to cook and clean. And that's what my grandmother excelled in. But that cooking and cleaning got her enough money to put my mom through school. And my mom went all the way, got a master's, got an EDS later. But my grandmother put her through school on that. She never, if I remember correctly, I don't think she ever paid taxes. From that time period, she basically went to different houses. And when I say houses, I mean mansions. And she cleaned. I mean, she cleaned. And she maintained the friendships with all of them. They're passed away now. But they kept up with her. They used to call, like, you know, several times a year. And it was so sad when one of them called and we had to tell them that she had passed away, you know? And she was like, oh, okay, you know. It was something. But she made the vegetarian dishes and everything for my mom while she ate meat. Wondering about stuffs? What stuffs? Barbecued burgers are too dry. Grilled burgers, on the other hand, chef's kiss. Yeah, and I think the burgers that I tried were probably slightly overdone, burnt a little bit. But it's that barbecue taste. I just don't like it. It always tastes burnt to me. Same thing with like smoked. Just not a fan of that taste. About how many light essences are available? What, 7? I think 6 or 7. But they made it so that you're not going to get it for free. You can get the 6-star for free, but you're not getting the 7-star for free. Which is fine with me. I still remember they gave us 7 stars for free. So, you know, let them do what they want to do. Long as I can still get some good champs, I'm good with it. Now, I might have been mad if they put Hitmonkey behind a paywall. Oh, it was 10. That's right. 10 of them. 10 7-stars for free. So, hey. Let them do a little paywall for one of the idols. We got Isophene for free. She was one of the 10, you know? So, not too bothered by it. But I did mention to them, I hope it doesn't become a trend where more and more of the good champs are behind paywalls. But I'm okay with them doing that, you know, every so often, and maybe one of these times we'll be able to get Luminatrix or Lumatrix or whatever. Because I heard Lumatrix was good, but I don't know. I've never, don't have the 6-star. Don't have the 5-star, so I don't know. I ain't played with him yet. Man, sooner or later he will be available to us. Maybe. You see what they did with Red Deadpool, right? Look how long it took before they offered him outside of the paywall. I still don't have one, you know. As a, what was it, 6-star? 5-star? Because I did not grind for him when he was available. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Oh, Smoke Meek is the best when done correctly. Yeah, it's just something with the taste of it. Like, there are some, you know, frozen that's smoked. Have that smoked taste. Not a fan of that taste. But yeah. And Lumatrix, like I said, I'll get him as a 6-star if that's all I can get, just to collect, you know. Yeah, there we go. I'm wondering if I should use a 7-star skill awakening gem on Lumatrix. That depends on how much you like Lumatrix and what the awakened ability is. I don't know. But I do know Nick Fury is coming. And I would save that skill gem for 7-star Nick Fury. But you may not like Nick Fury. But Nick Fury will get, if I get him a 7, I would definitely save it for Nick, because Nick needs it. Even if I get Nick Fury as a 7-star, until he's awakened, I wouldn't even use him. Oh, we're getting future Ant-Man as a 7-star? Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Yo. That's gonna be a pain. Yeah, future Ant-Man is that guy. Definitely happy now. They just announced it. Yeah. He's gonna be on my wanted list. Now, when is he coming? Is he gonna be in a feature in a Titan? Hee-yah-hoo! Hey-yah-hoo! Come on, hee-yah-hoo! Hey, hey, hey! Ah, he is so much fun when I do that. This may be sacrilege in my testing and gameplay. I find Nick Fury crazy overrated. Like most find him a 10. I find him a 5. I mean, that's fine. But woo-wee, what I be doing with my Nick Fury is ugly. Especially in Alliance War. I will definitely, once he's awakened, he will definitely go to rank 3. Possibly to rank 4. But not just yet. HOF crystals? What's that? Heroes of something? So they're gonna have special crystals. Oh, Heart of Fire. Who's gonna be in the Heart of Fire crystals? Do we have a full list yet? Because that'll be interesting. Now see, no Cosmic yet, just missing the Cosmic. Okay. And I know people really want CGR. Somebody posted a fake thing saying CGR is coming. I don't know. And if I didn't know, I couldn't tell you. Curd Bros, what's up, man? If it's Hulkling or CGR, I will freak. A lot of people would. Yeah, Gallon is. I don't think he's part of the of that Heart of Fire though. Gallon, Nick Fury, Apocalypse. They're just coming as 7 stars. They're not part of that. Future Garbage Man, really? But yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. Hit him with it. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting. I would love to see Hulkling for sure. I probably, and I know how nasty CGR is, but I would like to see Hulkling more than I would like to see CGR as a 7-star. I most definitely would. Not to mention, Hulkling is kind of a dual threat. If you've ever fought him, you already know. I'm wondering if it'll be OG Thor or King Groot. Oh, man. Can you... What if it was OG Groot? Oh, my goodness. I would crack up. And there's only one reason I wouldn't want to see them rework OG Groot. Because I know they would add Root to his kit. I know they would. That's the only reason I want them to leave him alone. Because they don't know how to behave. They throwing Root everywhere. Till they know how to behave, you leave that Groot alone. Kurt already knows, but there isn't a single thing I like about future Ant-Man. Hate using him, hate fighting him. I can see that. And I just don't like the champ at all. I wish it was Nimrod. Fair enough. I will say I don't really use him that much, but he is an annoying defender. I know, roots upside your head. Said roots upside your head. You know I went there, YT user. You know I'm there. Yep, no more root, no more unstoppable, no more unblockable. Stop taking away the basics of the game in the house's favor. Thank you. That's what I want. Let me actually play my character with the masteries I've chosen. Now, I did watch KT1 go over the new store with the new currency. That looks like that store is going to be fire. And the new currency is not going to be limited to Battlegrounds. They're just introducing it there. But it's also going to be, and we're not talking about a long time. We're talking about this year. AQ and AW is going to have that currency as well. But we'll have to wait to see, you know, what the criteria is to get it, to see how often it will, or how often I'll get it, I should say. Because, you know, they could make it so that only master level in AW get it, and only the top 50 in AQ get it, you know? Don't know. Have to wait to see what they're going to do there. Let's see. Ooh, LordShaedow, in AQ, I'm now taking a full Deathless team. Ooh, Deathless Guillotine, Deathless King Groot, Deathless Thanos. I don't have to use anyone else. Anyone besides Guillotine, and she slaps with all the synergies. Wow. I'm still bringing Hercules. I brought it. I swapped out Guillotine. I'm bringing in Hercules, Ironheart, and Mr. Sinister, and been rocking it. I remain skeptical. How many currencies does one game need? I do wish they'd stop that, but I think it's part of the growth because they don't design it quite right. Whew, excuse me. They don't design it with growth in mind. So they get to the point where it's not easy to upgrade the old currency, and it's actually easier to just introduce a new one. You really have to do it with that in mind. And they say they're going to do that, but we'll see. Power drain, AI manipulation, and damage. Oh yeah, future Ant-Man is nasty. Remember, I used him in the Necropolis. Come on, come on. going? You're not going anywhere. How you doing? I do like Sandman. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. That's exactly what they're going to do. Either be the best players or you don't have it, is Kabam's new policy. Yeah, they might do that. We're gonna wait and see what they do. All right, guys, I gotta go get something to eat. I know my sister's asleep. She's been sleeping. She's recovering nicely, but she is tired. Hit that like button before you run. Let me see who's streaming right now. Let's see. We've got nobody streaming. Oh, wait. We do got somebody. We got Misery. I don't think, have I ever raided him? Not sure. All right. This might be a new raid, y'all. Out of the shadows. So don't forget to hit the like button because that really does help me out. But take care. I will see you over there. And you all have a blessed day.